Okay guys, this is the video that I promised you. This is going to be a Waymo ride, a ride in a fully autonomous vehicle from start to finish. I'm going to show you everything from ordering the ride to doing the ride to ending the ride. Because last time I posted a video about it, I just showed a brief like few minutes of being in the car, but I didn't really talk much about anything. So here I am in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, outside the De Young Museum, and while my wife is inside with her dad looking at the Paul McCartney exhibit, I'm going to show you guys the ride. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to go ahead and start. So just Waymo, your car can arrive in 1 minute. Where to? Well, we could go to Lafayette Park. It's not terribly far away. Lafayette Park. Okay. Add a stop or round trip. So we're going to make this a round trip. Car will swap if you exit. So let's add a stop. And the stop's going to be, we're going to end the ride at the Botanic Gardens. Okay, it's showing that last stop. Sorry, the camera's a little blurry. So it's not exactly a round trip because I'm going to have it drop me off about a 3-minute walk from where I am right now. Okay, $32. Now the pricing is dependent on a few different factors: how busy it is, how in demand the cars are. So, and then also the mileage and the time in the car, at the time of the trip. So, okay, let's do it. Request a car. Okay, finding the best car for your trip. Dropping off another rider, see you in 5 minutes. Now it shows you on the map where it's going to pick you up. All right, it's going to pick me up over here, I think, if I'm looking at my map correctly. It looks like the ride's going to be about 35 minutes long. Okay, I think that's it right over there. So when it shows up, I'm going to unlock the car with my phone. That's so that people who don't own that ride can't just jump in. So here we go. It's stopping at the stop sign like a good driver. And here it comes.
John said some of the
And here it is. Here's my ride. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the unlock button on the key on my phone. Okay, the handles just popped out. Now I can get in.
Hi, weather.
So let me go ahead and get my stuff here. Sorry for the shaky thing. All right. Okay, let me
To
get.
begin your ride, press the Start Ride button in your app.
Okay, hang on a second. I gotta put my belt on. Okay, so from here, I can either start the ride on my phone or I can push the button here. So I'm gonna the button here. Okay, start ride.
Heading to Lafayette Park Dog Play Area. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the Call Support button to speak with a rider support agent.
So there's somebody else getting into a Waymo, jogging, and here we go. So this is a dog park that I'm going to. We don't have any dogs, but that's okay. Anybody can go to this park. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. Stop at the stop sign. There's the Japanese tea gardens right over there. Beautiful place, by the way. Oh, somebody was just pointing at the car. Another Waymo. Okay. So it gives you your expected arrival time right there. And then here, oh, we're making a turn, by the way. Got confused for a second because that car started to go.
Proceeding on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
All right. what I was going to show you is this little screen here that shows what's around the car, shows what the sensors see. It sees this car pulling out, and it's reacting accordingly. Oh, student driver. Okay. It's a little warm in here. Let's see. I'm gonna adjust the temperature because I'm hot. So we're gonna go down with the temperature quite a bit. Okay, that's good. All right. Back at it here. It's actually quite busy this morning in Golden Gate Park. Had a hard time finding parking. There we go, get the air flowing. Although I can turn the fan down a little. It's kind of noisy. There we go. All right. And at any time that you have any trouble, you can always click the support button and you'll get somebody that will call you through the car's speakers. It's a nice feature. Because contingencies, there can always be contingencies, things happen. I think it determined a slightly quicker route here. So it looks like it's going to be 19 minutes to Lafayette Park. Okay, here we go. Not much happening along this stretch right here. It's a bit gloomy this morning. I'm kind of hoping for some sunshine, but that's okay. We still plan on having a really good day in the city today. We got lots planned. Probably riding a Waymo a few more times because I usually park in one spot and then we either walk wherever we go or, in this case, we'll do some walking, and then when we start getting tired from all the walking, we'll start using Waymos to get around. But it's still a beautiful day, despite the fact that it's a bit cloudy. So you can see one of its sensors right there, the spinning thing. It's too bad too that these.
Waiting for intersection to clear.
It's too bad that these Waymos never honk. Although I shouldn't say they never honk. I was reading that they can honk in emergency situations, but in situations where somebody is creating a roadblock, like let's say the light turns green and the lead car doesn't go, it won't honk. So you could be stuck there at the mercy of the driver sitting. I probably would have programmed it to honk to get attention in situations where you need to get somebody's attention if they're distracted or whatever. Be interesting to see if that will happen today on this ride. I don't know. There's another Waymo right there. Somebody riding in the front seat. But you can see it's got sensors all around. On top. More sensors there. Very sophisticated. I don't think there's anybody in it, like any passengers.
Proceeding on Oak Street.
So it can see, obviously with all the sensors on it, it can see 360 degrees around the vehicle, which a human driver cannot do. So that's pretty impressive. But yeah, again, this is an interesting display here. It shows people walking. I mean, there's no people walking right now, but in the vicinity of the vehicle. But it shows everything that's going on around it. Okay, we're doing a lane change. Nice and smooth. "13 minutes.
Proceeding on Masonic Avenue.
Yeah, I like how this thing, being a computer, being precise, it squares its turns when it turns, unlike human drivers. Human drivers are really bad about not squaring their turns, cutting corners. That really annoys me when people do that. So I try to drive like a self-driving car, in that I try to be precise with my turns. I don't cut corners. I'd say the driving dynamics of this are just overall very smooth. You don't get a herky-jerky ride in these. I really like the smooth nature of what it does. It'll only do a hard brake if it has to. And there was one time, the last time we were in the city, when somebody started pulling out, and of course a computerized car, fully autonomous, can't read people. It can't see the other driver's face. It doesn't know if the other driver's seen you. So that's where I would say one of the areas where a autonomous car is inferior to a human driver is it can't interpret, other drivers' faces. And that's more important than you might think. Somebody's waiting to pull out. Are they looking your direction? Or are they looking away from you? And this car won't know. So it just goes off of whatever information it has. And the only information it has is what the car itself is doing. It sees that it's pulling out, but it doesn't know if the other driver has seen you, if they intend to stop and wait for you, or pull out in front of you anyway. So it did a hard brake. It did a very hard brake. Panic brake. And it doesn't accelerate overly aggressively either. Although I can feel the power delivery in this car a bit. When it does accelerate, there's a certain nuance to driving dynamics of a car. You can feel the instant torque, being that this is a this is a fully electric vehicle, not a hybrid. It's a Jaguar I-Pace. You can feel the instant torque when it accelerates. Unlike my wife and I's cars that are internal combustion engines, not hybrids. Though our cars do have a fair bit of low-end torque, but not like an electric vehicle. So it sees those people walking. Yeah, see, it shows that on the screen. I don't know. Oh, it even renders the dog. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Huh. There were 7 minutes to Lafayette Park. And you can see the city skyline over there in the distance.
Proceeding on Bush Street.
Mm-hmm. Good old Bush Street. Oof, rough road. Yikes. Oh, here comes a big dip. Oh. The Jaguar, I think, has somewhat sporty tires, low-profile tires, so you do feel every bump. It's not a flaw with the vehicle, it's just the nature of the tires. We've got the same low-profile tires on our cars, and we do feel every bump. Although the suspension itself is buttery smooth. Been thinking about upgrading to higher profile tires. You know, thicker sidewalls, maybe 16-inch. You know, because we've had damage to our tires from potholes, and sporty tires really suffer from damage more than, you know, regular tires. I mean, they look damn good on the car, but it does compromise the ride quality a little bit, and you might end up with a bubble in the sidewall if you hit a pothole hard enough, or you might just burst the tire or bend the rim entirely. Okay, yeah, see, it senses the car pulling in front, cutting across. Wasn't too bad because the Waymo here didn't have to panic brake. Okay, steer. Okay, it did a little tiny steer around the corner of that car that was sticking into our lane. Somebody was a little slow getting off the line at the green light. And, okay, turning left. And then, of course, one of the biggest things for me, riding in a Waymo, or an autonomous car, for that matter, is that I don't have to hear a taxi driver's life story.
Proceeding on Octavia Street.
I don't have to listen to a taxi driver. Oh, this guy starts to move right as we start going around him. Okay, Waymo handled that beautifully. But don't have to hear a taxi driver's whole life story, or, you don't have to interact with anybody. I like that. Being that I am slightly autistic, it's difficult for me sometimes to, carry on with small chat with strangers.
Almost there. Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet.
Okay, well, there's Lafayette Park right up there. Well, I
When
don't.
you're ready to be picked up, just use the app. If you exit, please take your belongings. We may swap cars during a stop.
Okay, I don't plan on actually getting out.
When you're ready to be picked up, just use the app. If you exit, please take your belongings. We may swap cars during a stop.
Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, it's stopping right here, and it's showing me where I'm going to stop. So I could either get out.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting. To begin your ride, press the Start Ride button in your app.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, here's the thing. So I could either get out, and it might wait for me for a couple minutes or so, right? If I'm longer than a couple minutes outside the car, it will drive on and it'll find another car for me. But I think in this case, it's a beautiful park, but I think I'm not going to get out. I think I'm just going to carry on with going back to my destination. So I'm just going to go ahead and resume the ride and go back to Golden Gate Park. So resume ride. And there we go. We're just going to resume ride. And off we go. See how easy that was? Yeah. So yeah. Very easy. Very user-friendly. I have to say the app, everything. Not difficult whatsoever. I think even an old
Proceeding
person...
on Laguna Street.
I think even an old person who struggles with technology would find this easy. Sorry to any of the elderly folks out there that are watching this. No disrespect. It's just a lot of my elders really struggle with anything tech. Ooh, that guy came a little close to the corner of our car here. So it looks like it's going to be 21 minutes. I know this video is dragging on, but I just want to show a complete ride from start to finish. And the hills. This is another area where human drivers struggle. There's so many hills in San Francisco. So when you come up to a hill or the crest of a hill at a stop sign, you cannot see over the hood. So you would struggle to see if there's a pedestrian crossing the crosswalk in front of you. I'm not talking about where you're facing down. I'm talking about if you are facing uphill and you come to the crest, or a crest in the hill where the stop sign is.
Yielding to pedestrian.
Yeah, thank goodness. As I was saying,
Proceeding on Pine Street.
Pine Street, yes. As I was saying, if you're facing uphill at a crest, you just can't see. You can't see over the hood. Can't see what's going on up there. But being that this has 360-degree sensors, see, there's another one on the hatch, on the hatchback. But that was a funny noise. I don't know what that was. This can see everything going on that a human driver cannot. It can process a lot more information than a human driver can, even if it can't gather quite as much information in some ways as a human driver. Remember, I was talking about the the faces of other drivers. It has no idea what another driver intends to do based off of body language, whereas a human driver can. Oh, the brakes are making kind of strange sounds. Well, it sounds like splintering sounds. I don't know what that is. Oh, there it is again. Huh, I don't know. Not sure what that is. If this car has regenerative braking, that may be the sound I'm hearing. I don't know, because our cars don't have that since we don't drive anything electric or hybrid. It's not the suspension making that sound, I can tell you that. It's like these kind of crackling sounds. Oh, weird. Oh God, this girl in the car next to me is looking over, sees me filming, and is smiling. I should have waved to her. These are nice homes. Beautiful homes. Ooh, look at that one. Beautiful Victorian homes here. That's the one cool thing about the Bay. All the Victorian homes. Okay, that Waymo wanted to change lanes and then changed its mind. I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, bumpy. Now it's turning. Bye-bye, other Waymo. So I've had a few people look over and point or smile at the car. Or me, I don't know. I'm not sure which one. I'll just say it's the car that they're looking at and smiling at.
Proceeding on Masonic Avenue.
It can't possibly be me. No, it can. I'm just going to be modest and say it's the car. So we're getting closer to Golden Gate Park. Man, I love this. I just love this. I used to enjoy driving in the city, but I no longer really enjoy it because it's so mentally exhausting. Because you have to, remain aware of everything that's going on around you. And sometimes you experience cognitive overload when there's just a plethora of things you have to watch at the same time, and it just gets mentally exhausting. The Waymo ride makes traveling back and forth throughout the city so much more enjoyable. And like I said, I will take this over an Uber or Lyft any day. Because, since I have slight social issues with small talk with strangers in public. It's an autistic thing. There it is again. That is a funny noise. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can hear that. And there it is again. Yeah, it has something to do with the brakes. Oh yeah, behind another Waymo. Waymos are so ubiquitous here. They're everywhere. I'd like to know how many they have in their fleet. I'm going to have to look that up when I get home. It's got to be in the hundreds. But the technology is so expensive. It's going to be a long time before autonomous cars hit the market for consumers. they're popular with, rideshare companies, but, since Waymo partnered with Uber, but they're not going to come to market for quite some time. I mean, right now they can only operate in certain cities based on legislation, regulations, but also in terms of what they're programmed to handle. They're geo-fenced. So there's a boundary. They operate in all of San Francisco and South San Francisco, I believe. But they don't operate outside those bounds for legal reasons and logistical reasons. They just haven't been programmed. I think they're going to expand, though, into... they said they're going to expand into the South Bay and down the peninsula. Down into like San Bruno, Redwood City, San Jose. I don't think they have any plans to expand into the East Bay just yet. Oakland, Berkeley. It'd be nice if they did, though. I'm sure they will someday. So here we're driving by the Panhandle.
Proceeding on Fell Street.
There's the Panhandle, and the Haight-Ashbury district is a little bit further south, a few more blocks. And here we are, behind yet another Waymo. That might be the same one we were behind a minute ago. And I'm only 9 minutes away. Yeah, so you can stop your ride at any time. You can hit pull over, you can play music, you can ask for support. But there's, you can, you can look at your route. Of course, you could do that on your phone too. See the temperature. You can, if you have the right music app on your phone, you can, oh, it swerved. What happened? Oh, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. It went to change lanes and then it swerved back over, but I didn't see anything that it would swerve over for. That was kind of weird. I think it sensed that something was there that wasn't. Anyway. But if you have the right music app, you can send it to the Waymo system to play through the speakers of the car. So that's a neat feature. I use Rocket Player on my Android, and Rocket Player is not compatible with Waymo.
Keysar Drive.
It is not compatible with Waymo. 7 minutes. Another Waymo. That'd be a fun game. Just as you're driving through the city, just count how many Waymos you see. There gotta be at least a couple hundred of them. There's another one coming toward us. Woo. Another one. Another one. Oh, we're back on Martin Luther King Drive. Okay.
Proceeding on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
Yeah. So MLK is, or not MLK, Golden Gate Park is slightly bigger than New York City's Central Park. It's kind of a long, somewhat narrow park. It's longer than it is wide. That's what she said. So it takes a little while to drive through it, especially at the, considering the speed limit here. I think it's 25, 30. That's a good question. I think it's, I don't know, maybe it's 30, I don't know. Yeah, see, I had trouble finding parking here in Golden Gate Park. Look how many cars are lining the side of the street. And we got here early, and it still was really hard to find parking. There's a ball field over there. I'm going to be running a marathon actually here in Golden Gate Park, I think in June. So in a couple months. Okay, where are we going? Turning right on 9th Avenue. There's the San Francisco Botanic Gardens right ahead of us. One of the buildings associated with it. I mean, it's kind of ugly from the outside,
Proceeding on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
But once you go in, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's huge, too. It takes a couple hours to walk through. I love it there. So, 3 minutes away. Come on. Oh, they're waiting for pedestrians. There we go. My microphone's still recording? Yeah, okay. Oh, that car's patient. Last time we rode in a Waymo, people kept cutting us off.
Proceeding on Music Concourse Drive.
That's an interesting route it's taking. So it could have just kept going straight where we turned right. It actually should have kept going straight. Oh, is this car moving right now? Yeah. It started moving right as we were going by it. But, that's an interesting choice. Yeah. I'm not sure what that was about. Could have just kept going straight. But it's going to let me off, I think. I don't know where it's going to let me off. I think right. I hope it doesn't block. Oh no. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's going to turn left. Oh, I see why it did that. Okay, it wants to drop me off on the opposite side of the street where the Botanic Gardens. Oh, but this guy's blocking the way. I think he's got hazard flashers on. No, he's moving. Okay. See, if he had continued sitting there, that's where a horn would have been useful.
Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet.
Yep.
There are more drop-off options in the app.
Okay, so it favors places that are easy to pull over, as they should. Places where they hopefully will not block traffic. Oh, it's going to take me a little further. Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly fine. I don't mind walking a ways.
Finding a spot to pull over.
Oh, it's going to pull over right here. Well, I guess people can go around us then.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
Okay. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm going to gather my stuff. Okay. Okay, so that's it. I got out. I got all my stuff. And it is just a matter of letting it drive off. That's where it ends the ride. So, and is it going to go? And there it goes. Off it goes. That was my ride. Okay, so one thing I didn't show because I was so busy getting out of the car is that when you go to exit, you pull the door handle twice. You pull the door handle once, then you pull it again. I think when you pull it the first time, it unlocks it, and then the second time you pull it, it actually opens the door. So a lot of people get hung up with that. They think, oh no, I'm stuck in here. No, you just got to pull it twice. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit long, but maybe you enjoyed it anyway. Who knows? All right, well, bye for now, and we'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, there's a lot more exciting content to come. So be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, drop a comment below, give us a thumbs up and share. Also, check out some of our other videos. Thank you for watching.